Welcome back, football fans. Big Al here. And if you were with me for my last video, I looked at week 2 in the NFL, my picks, my and the broadcast maps for every Sunday afternoon game, plus a couple of broadcasting notes for the Thursday night game and one of the Monday night games. That video is now up. You can go ahead and watch that right now. Right now, I want to take a look at the week 3 college football schedule and tell you all the broadcast teams for each of them. And it's pretty much the same setup as last week. 2 games on Friday night and then the full slate on Saturday. So let's jump right into this. And all of this info is courtesy of 506sports.com. They tell you all the matchups, the broadcast teams, what networks, the broadcast teams for all the games, which network they're on, what time they're playing, and all that good stuff. So yeah, go ahead and give them a ring. It's 506sports.com. All right, so starting off with the 2 games on Friday night, you've got Florida State at Louisville, which is at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ESPN. This game will be called by Roy Philpott, Andre Ware, and Paul Carcaterra. 30 minutes after that, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on CBS Sports Network, is Air Force at Wyoming, Rich Waltz and Aaron Taylor. And then you have a full slate of Saturday games. In fact, the Saturday schedule gets started an hour earlier than usual. At 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on the ACC network, you've got Wofford at Virginia Tech. That's Wes Durham and Eddie Royal. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games kicking off at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. On ABC is Connecticut at number 4 Michigan, Bob Wischusen and Roddy Jones. On Fox's Big Noon Saturday, it's number 6 Oklahoma at Nebraska. Now, these teams used to be rivals when they played against each other in the Big 12. This game will be called by Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt. Number 1 Georgia at South Carolina is at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN with Sean McDonough and Todd Blackledge. On ESPN2, you've got Purdue at Syracuse, Brian Custer and Dustin Fox. On FS1, Texas State at number 17 Baylor, Eric Collins and Devin Gardner. On ESPNU is Miami of Ohio versus Cincinnati. That's John Schifrin and Renee Ingogila. On the SEC network at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, Youngstown State at number 9 Kentucky, Dave Neal and Deuce McAllister. On SEC Network Plus and streaming on ESPN Plus at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific is Abilene Christian at Missouri, Courtney Lyle and Dave Steckel. 2 games of interest on the Big Ten Network. Southern Illinois at Northwestern will be called by Chris Folsters, and they did not announce a color commentator. The other game on BTN at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific is Western Kentucky at Indiana, Lisa Byington and Anthony Herron. On CBS Sports Network, it's Villanova at Army West Point, Jason Knapp and Ross Tucker. And then the final game at noon is on ESPN3, and that's Long Island at Kent State, no announced team named. And then you have 3 games kicking off at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Two of the games are on ESPN Plus. Buffalo at Coastal Carolina has no announced team. Towson at West Virginia will be called by Noah Reed and Adam Brenneman. The third of the 1 p.m. games is on ESPN3. That's Bucknell at Central Michigan, and there's no broadcast team named. At 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on Pac-12 Network is South Alabama at UCLA, Ted Robinson and Yogi Roth. On ACC Network, Old Dominion at Virginia, Chris Cotter and Mark Herzlich. And you have 3 games starting at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. 2 of the 3 have announced teams. Ohio at Iowa State will be called by Chucky Kemp and Todd Dotson, while Rutgers at Temple will be called by Bill Spalding and Barrett Brooks. Murray State at Ball State has no announced team named. At 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific on NBC is California at Notre Dame. Jack Collinsworth, that's the son of NBC's Sunday Night Football color commentator Chris Collinsworth, and the color commentator is Jason Garrett, former NFL head coach. At 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific on ESPN Plus is Tulane at Kansas State. I don't know why they got Todd Dotson listed on 2 different games, because he's listed on the Ohio-Iowa State game, and he's also listed on the Tulane-Kansas State game, which is also being called by Mark Neely. Now, well. Okay. At 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, on Silver State Sports and KVVU TV Channel 5.2 and Cox Cable 125 in Las Vegas, as well as on the MWC Digital Network, is North Texas at UNLV, Matt Neverett and Scott Cofield. All right, now we're into the late afternoon portion of the schedule. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games kicking off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. On ABC is number 20 Ole Miss at Georgia Tech. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, and Tom Luganville. On CBS is number 22 Penn State at Auburn, Brad Dessler and Gary Danielson. On Fox, you've got number 12 BYU at number 25 Oregon, Jason Benetti and Brock Huard. On ESPN2 is Colorado at Minnesota, Beth Mowins and Kirk Morrison. At 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on BTN is New Mexico State at Wisconsin, Brandon Gaudin and Joshua Perry. On CBS Sports Network, Vanderbilt at Northern Illinois, Carter Blackburn and Randy Cross. On over-the-air multicast network Stadium at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Georgia Southern at UAB, Chris Hassel and Sed Bonner. Streaming on ESPN Plus at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, Troy at Appalachian State, David Jackson and Avery Hall. And on ESPN3 is Stony Brook at Massachusetts, no announced team name. Then you have a trio of games getting underway at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. On FS1, is UT Martin at Boise State. Alex Faust and Petros Papadakis. On ESPNU is Kansas at Houston. Kevin Brown and Hudson Mason. On SEC Network is Louisiana Monroe at number 2 Alabama. Taylor Zarzar and Matt Stinchcomb. And then you have another trio of games kicking off at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. On Pac-12 Network is Colorado State at Washington State. Roxy Bernstein and Lincoln Kennedy. On the ACC Network, Liberty at number 19 Wake Forest. Mike Corey and Forrest Connolly. On NFL Network, Marshall at Bowling Green. Jason Ross Jr. and Teoka Jackson. And 3 more games will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. On ESPN is Mississippi State at LSU. Joe Tessitore and Greg McElroy. On ACC Network Extra and ESPN Plus at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. North Carolina A&T at Duke. Mike Morgan and Mike Lennon. And streaming on ESPN Plus, Campbell at East Carolina, Ted Emmerich, and Jay Sonhalter. And then you got a host of games in the 7 o'clock hour. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games getting underway at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific as we approach now the evening portion of the schedule. On Fox, it's the third game of their quadruple header. Toledo at number 3, Ohio State. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. On ESPN2, Texas Tech at number 16, NC State. Anish Shroff and Brock Osweiler. Akron at number 15, Tennessee, is Drew Carter and Aaron Murray. And Missouri State at number 10, Arkansas, Jay Alter and Stan Rout, are both being aired on SEC Network Plus and on ESPN Plus. Then you have 5 other games on ESPN Plus at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Arkansas State at Memphis, which is Richard Cross and Legger Duzable. Arkansas Pine Bluff at number 8 Oklahoma State is Pete Souza and Chad Brown. No announced teams have been named. Charlotte at Georgia State, Jacksonville State at Tulsa, and Tennessee State at Middle Tennessee. Likewise, for the Northwestern State Southern Miss game on ESPN3 at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Then you have 8 games at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. On Saturday Night Football on ABC, it's number 11 Michigan State at Washington. Mark Jones, Robert Griffin III, and Quint Kessenich. On FS1 is Southern Methodist at Maryland. Eric Collins and Devin Gardner. On ESPNU is number 23 Pitt at Western Michigan. Clay Matvick and Rocky Boyman. On SEC Network, South Florida at number 18, Florida. Jordan Rogers and Cole Kubelic. ETN is Nevada at Iowa. Mark Followell and Matt Milne. On CBS Sports Network, UCF at Florida Atlantic. Chris Lewis and Danny Cannell. On ACC Regional Sports Networks, Maine at Boston College. Tom Wormy, and James Bates. And on ESPN Plus is Louisiana Lafayette at Rice, no announced team name. Now we're getting to the real late on Saturday night. You have 4 games at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. On the Pac-12 network, Montana State faces off with Oregon State. This game is being played in Portland and will be called by Jordan Kent and Nigel Burton. On ACC network is Louisiana Tech at number 5 Clemson, Dave O'Brien, and Tim Hasselbeck. At KASY Channel 50 in Albuquerque, and on MWC Digital is Texas El Paso at New Mexico, and there's no broadcast team name. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on the Longhorn Network is Texas San Antonio at number 21 Texas, Lo Galindo and Sam Acho. At 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on ESPN, you have number 13 Miami at number 24 Texas A&M, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. And then towards the end of the night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN2 is San Diego State at number 14 Utah, Dave Fleming and Rod Gilmore. On Fox at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific is the finale of their college football quadruple header. Fresno State at number 7 USC, Noah Eagle and Mark Helfrich. And then you have 2 games kicking off at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. On FS1 is North Dakota State at Arizona, Alex Faust and Petros Papadakis. And on Pac-12 Network at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific is Eastern Michigan at Arizona State, J.B. Long and Shane Vereen. The final game of the night is at 12 midnight Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Pacific on Hawaii Pay-Per-View and Team One Sports. And that's Duquesne at Hawaii. No broadcast team name. And that's a look at the Week 3 schedule in college football and the broadcast teams for every game. And again, my Week 2 picks and the maps for all these Sunday afternoon games in the NFL, that video is up now. You can watch that. And then after that, or whenever, you can watch this video with the college football schedule and broadcast teams. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell twice every time I post a vid. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin. We'll be back on Monday with a look at the AP Top 25 and AFCA coaches polls. That's coming on Monday, so watch out for that. Anyway, Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the pigskin. Peace out.